Hello and welcome to a new episode of my knitting podcast. Thank you so very much for being here today with me. My name is Jolanda and I'm coming to you from the east of the Netherlands. So today it's going to be a little different because I wanted to do a weekly update. My last podcast was a bit weird. I looked at it later and I thought, wow, I surely didn't look too well. 2 days after recording, I just got an infection of the deeper layers of my skin. I had it a few times before. Um, yeah, well, I'm on antibiotics now and doing better. So, um, there are a few things I want to talk about, and I don't have any finished objects because it's only been a week. But there are still things I would like to talk about. So, the fairy tale sweater I have modified, frogged, reknitted, and then yesterday evening I just folded it down and looked at it and I thought, well, something is a bit off here. I have so many things that go wrong and I have to redo and it's kind of annoying, but I don't know, my brain is not optimal at the moment. So as I looked at it, I did some very beautiful short rows, but because the start of the row was on the side and not on the back, my short rows were actually on the shoulder. It's just like, why? So now I don't have any short rows because I um, unraveled that part, that little shape, and I kitchened it together, and I had a million ends to weave in, and I don't think you can see it. And if you can, then I'm sorry because I just finished the body, and then I noticed my short rows were on the side of the shoulder. Wow! But look at this. This is very nice, and yeah, I finished the body and I worked on the sleeve now. I usually do the sleeves on small circular needles, but they were in use. So what can you do? Yeah, the fairy tale, and I hope it all looks well and fits well. It ends with a very cute and sweet crochet etching. I really like that, and it's very small detail. And yeah, so it is this stitch pattern I told you last time. It is only a few rows and a few stitches. So this is actually two repeats from here to here. So it is pretty easy. Even my brain could handle that, even though it is. And with the antibiotics, it's just really, really bad. Yesterday I sat here with my boys and it's like, I just stopped because I cannot even get one row right. It was so annoying. Hey, all will be better. The Jaden pullover, I'm still undecided who will get it, but I have been working on the sleeves and that is where actually my needle is, my short circular needle, which I like. Those are 40 centimeters, so they are not really short, but perfect for sleeves. What I've been doing is I have been alternating sleeves because I am alternating the last two balls I have, which is not that much, but I just do one stitch repeat and then I'll switch to the other sleeve and then I'll do another stitch repeat, changing. So I think the all the texture stitches are definitely taking up more yarn. I really think so. So this is the second sleeve, so they go on simultaneously. I just put it on cord, and the cord is really handy because it is a real quick way you transfer the stitches. You just put your needle in the point of this cord and just slide. You just slide the stitches on here. Can't see anything without my glasses. On here or on the sweater. Okay, still a bit slow. But yes, it is coming along nicely. And sure, it looks really nice. Yep. I'm happy with this. What else? I started a new cast on, even though I said I would not. I prefer not to have too many things on the needles. I couldn't help myself. I wanted something totally different. And I talked about the last time about the champagne pullover by Sari Nordlund. And since I unraveled some yarn from the fairy tale, I wanted to use that. I love the drop snort. I told you that last time. So this is the peach colorway, and yeah, just absolutely love it. And I will talk about my pullover in a minute because I forgot. So I don't think I ever knitted a pattern from Sari, but she describes them very well. So the construction was something different. So you start with the back, and then you put it on the cord or stitch holders. Then you will do one front, and you do then pick up stitches and do the other front, and then you will um, connect the two fronts. But nevertheless, um, I don't even understand how I was managing to do this, but I really, really loved it because we have charts for everything, and I use it on my phone, and I can just, yeah, I just move my marker one row up, and it was a little fiddly to understand what the how do you call that? The stitches mean, I mean the signs. And then there's my left-handed knitting, so I have to cross the cables the other way, or because I knit from left to right and you all knit from right to left. So that is going to be reversed. And I figured it out for sure. Most of them I do without cable needles. If you are looking on the internet, Domestika, that is like a learning platform for crafters. And Sari also has an workshop there. And yeah, those classes are starting from 99 cents till a little bit more expensive, but I had a discount and I just bought one of the classes for 99 cents, and she just so talented. She explained all kinds of cables, the honeycomb, and there's even a pattern attached to that class. And that is a very bulky weight sweater, but she shows the steps, she shows the blocking. She has lots of tips for casting on, how much yarn you need for the long tail cast on. Very, very simple tips, and maybe you all know them, but sometimes you forget, and then it's a nice refresher. So yeah, that's how she showed how to cable without a cable needle. I never saw it the way she did it. I kind of had a trick for myself, but it is just a 2x2 cable. But she shows, she said she wanted to knit a pattern and she did not have a cable needle, and she tried it with a pencil, but then she thought, okay, I just have to learn myself how to do it without a cable needle. So that's kind of how she was forced to do it that way. So this is absolutely, it's so beautiful. And the one thing is, it is a boxy fit. I don't really like boxy fits, but the sides of the sweater are in stockinette stitch, so I can think maybe I will do a little bit of face shaping. That is possible. Maybe this is just a very drapey yarn, so it uh, will give itself a bit shape. If you have stiff yarn, it will be more boxy than if you have a drapey yarn. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So this is quite a bigger needle size for the thin yarn, of course. I will check. It's 3.75, and it was the same needle size I knitted the Ophelia blouse, and that was exactly the gauge I needed for this one. So this was actually quite quick and easy to make this happen. Yeah, I absolutely love it. So there came some yarn in from Temu because that was all on the way, and I did a few gauge swatches because then I I know what kind of pattern I can look for. I thought the stitch definition of this was very good. So I have a few patterns in mind. It's a very stretchy yarn. It's 100% wool actually. Maybe it has a little bit of nylon. I don't know. It comes in balls of 100 gram and the total package was 500 grams. 4 of 100 and 2 of 50. And they were very affordable. It's like 13 euros. So yeah, I think this is a beautiful color and I ordered a green skirt. So I hopefully that color will match it kind of. So the stitch case was 20 stitches by 28, which was kind of spot on for a few DK patterns. They are kind of that gauge. So yeah, I already made a little bit of a head start with that, and it's just lingering there for now because I started another pattern. I showed you probably this the last time. This is a very beautiful yarn, also from Temu, and it has a sequence in there. I calculated what the 6 skeins cost me. This is 50% mohair and 50% silk. It is really, really soft. It costed me 20 euros. So the shipping is always free. It is non-plied yarn, so it is loose strands, but that is absolutely not a problem. I started this. I made a gauge swatch. It has 16 stitches for 10 centimeters. The pattern I found was the Chambray pullover. I will put a picture here for you from Emily Louise. But the pattern had a stitch case of 18. So I thought, okay, I'll go down in needle size, and that worked pretty well. So my stitch case was spot on now. But then I looked at the fabric and I thought, well, this is really dense. That is just too dense for me. I did a little clip for you. I will put it in here because I think you can see it better. So yeah, I made a gauge swatch with this beautiful yarn. And I used 5mm needles and I got a gauge of 16 stitches in 10 centimeters. I have been looking for a pattern for a while. I could not find anything that I wanted to make in that stitch count. So I found a pattern and it had this 18 stitches gauge. So I thought, okay, I go down one needle size and I use 4.5mm. And I started knitting. So here I really got the gauge that was required for the pattern. But as I'm at this stage, I think the fabric is stiff. It's just not drapey. It was hard to knit because the stitches are a bit too small for the yarn. The sequence just kept catching and it was just a tough knit. It was not pleasant at all. So I just took it off the needles and you can see this is just not a drapey and it's just too tight for this yarn. So I guess I'm going up to needle size 5mm again, and I just started knitting, which definitely is a lot more pleasant. You can see the fabric is so much looser, and it's just not a big difference of needle size. So this is way more pleasant to knit. I did a quick calculation and it means I have to go down 2 sizes in the pattern, which is okay because I thought the yarn was running out pretty quickly because I only have 6 of these. So this will definitely save me yarn going down 2 sizes in the pattern, and the looser gauge is more airy, so this will definitely take up more yarn than this. So I hope I'm good. But there is a problem though, because even unraveling the gauge swatch was quite difficult, and this is very hairy yarn. So, well, I can see it is possible, so I hope with the increases it doesn't catch too much. So I'm hope I'm good. I definitely love the color. It's way more dark than it. You can see it here, but that is because of the lighting. I think you can see it better in this. It is really pretty. It has different shades. It is a yarn that is not plied, so you have loose strands, but they catch in each other because of all the fluff. See, it's really nice. Okay, just wanted to share that real quickly. Again, I restarted it. And now, yeah, it is less dense, less stiff. And I think that will definitely benefit the fit because I don't want a sweater that is just standing up on its own. I would like to have it a little bit of drape, especially what I was looking for. It has a nice ruffle collar, and you don't want that in a very tight gauge. It just won't look good. So yeah, I started another sweater. I'm wearing a skirt. I think it will look amazing on that. I ordered also a top with lace on the V. This is a V-neck, and probably the lace will just pop out. I think that will look also very nice. So I was a bit concerned about how quickly this ball was vanishing, but I hope this thing will be better now with a looser gauge, and I could go down a few sizes in. Yeah, see, you can see the sequins. I just really like that. That's probably the little girl in me. I don't know, but yeah. So it is a very new pattern. It was just released, the Cambray from Emily Louise. I will try to put something on here. So I will briefly talk about what I'm wearing today. I have not worn this because when I finished it, it was starting to get very warm. So this is a pattern you probably all known and seen. It is the Maya sweater. It originally is a cardigan, but I turned it into a sweater as many other people did. And it is from Helena Magnusson. Probably butchering her name, but there is a project page on Ravelry. I have a little video clip here for you so you can see what it looks like. I really like it. It turned out wonderful. It's fully out of hand spun, so yeah, it's just so nice and warm, and it is not scratchy at all. I did a little band here because I run out of the contrasting yarn. That's what happened when you yeah, when you use what you have, and hand spun usually is then, yeah, you have to make it work. So I am absolutely happy with this. So this is it for today. I actually made it a short video, and thank you so very much again. Last week I got a very nice comment just from some new viewer from Italy. So if you're watching, hello and thank you so very much. You absolutely made my day because you said you loved my knitting, and that's so kind. And you just hit me at exactly the right moment because I was really down with all this. I don't think it is so very noticeable anymore, but it was really bad. So thank you all for that. Yeah, I hope to see you soon. Maybe next week I will do this regularly, and then maybe at the end of the month a different podcast in my little craft room. I'm in my living room right now. So happy knitting this week, and see you all soon, my friends. Bye bye.